Master this, and you will never again be angry or bothered by anyone or anything. The invisible prison. Most men do not realize they are living inside a prison. The bars are invisible. The chains cannot be seen. Yet they are there every single day. A rude comment ruins their mood. A betrayal steals their sleep. A rejection follows them for weeks. One negative opinion from a stranger becomes more powerful than their own voice. Without noticing it, they hand control of their emotions to the world. The Stoics understood something that most people never learn. The greatest threat to your peace is not the difficult person standing in front of you. It is your inability to govern your own mind. The moment another person can make you angry at will, they become your master. The moment another person's words determine your emotional state, your freedom disappears. A man may have money, success, status, and power, but if he cannot control his reactions, he remains a slave. True strength begins the day you decide that your peace is no longer for sale. Why anger destroys men? Anger feels powerful. It makes your heart race. It fills your body with energy. It creates the illusion that you are taking control. But anger is one of the greatest deceivers in human history. It promises strength while secretly creating weakness. It promises justice while creating destruction. It promises relief while leaving regret. How many friendships have ended because of a moment of anger? How many opportunities have been destroyed because someone reacted instead of thinking? How many nights have been lost replaying arguments that changed nothing? The Stoic philosophers viewed anger as temporary madness. When anger enters the mind, wisdom leaves the room. The angry man believes he is punishing others, but in reality, he is poisoning himself. Every moment spent carrying anger is a moment stolen from your peace. The strongest man is not the one who can defeat others. The strongest man is the one who can defeat the anger within himself.
The power of the pause. There is a secret weapon available to every man. It costs nothing. It requires no talent, yet it can change your entire life. The weapon is the pause. When someone insults you, pause. When someone disrespects you, pause. When life becomes unfair, pause. Most people react instantly. Their emotions become their master. But the Stoic understands that between an event and a reaction exists a small space. Inside that space lives wisdom. Inside that space lives self-control. Inside that space lives freedom. A single moment of reflection can save years of regret. A single calm response can prevent a lifetime of conflict. The pause is where ordinary men become extraordinary. Because the man who controls his response controls his destiny. The art of not caring. One of the most misunderstood forms of strength is learning not to care about things that do not deserve your energy. This does not mean becoming cold. This does not mean becoming emotionless. It means becoming selective. Most people waste their lives fighting battles that never needed to be fought. They argue with strangers. They obsess over criticism. They lose sleep over opinions that will not matter in a week. A Stoic man asks a different question. Does this deserve my peace? If the answer is no, he lets it go. Not because he is weak, because he is wise. Lions do not lose sleep over the opinions of sheep. Mountains do not move because of the wind. And a disciplined man does not allow every passing voice to disturb his inner world.
peace grows when you stop giving importance to things that do not matter.
The strength of solitude. Modern society fears silence. People fill every empty moment with noise, music, notifications, messages, endless distractions, because silence forces them to confront themselves. But the Stoics saw solitude differently. They viewed it as a sacred place, a place where the soul becomes stronger, a place where character is forged, a place where clarity is born. When you sit alone, you begin to hear your own thoughts. You discover what truly matters. You stop chasing approval. You stop depending on constant validation. You stop needing the world to tell you who you are. And slowly, something remarkable happens. You become enough. Not because life becomes perfect, but because your relationship with yourself becomes unbreakable. A man who is comfortable alone possesses a power that cannot be purchased. His confidence comes from within. His peace comes from within. His strength comes from within. And because of that, nothing outside of him can easily shake him. The day you stop seeking approval. One of the greatest turning points in a man's life arrives when he stops asking the world for permission to be himself. Many men spend years trying to please everyone. They change their opinions to fit in. They hide their true thoughts to avoid criticism. They sacrifice their values to gain acceptance. And after all of that, they still discover a painful truth. No matter what you do, someone will dislike you. No matter how kind you are, someone will misunderstand you. No matter how much you give, someone will say it is not enough. The Stoics understood that seeking universal approval is a battle that can never be won. The moment your happiness depends on applause, your peace becomes fragile. A strong man does not need everyone to understand him. He does not need everyone to agree with him. He does not need everyone to like him. He knows who he is, and that knowledge is enough. The day you stop chasing approval is the day you begin living freely. The hidden power of silence. Weak men speak to prove their strength. Strong men remain silent because they already know their strength. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is power under control. When people insult you and you refuse to react, they become confused. When people try to provoke you and you remain calm, they lose their influence. When people expect anger and receive composure, they lose their power over you. Most conflicts survive because both sides keep feeding them. One person attacks, the other attacks back. The fire grows. The Stoic refuses to provide fuel. He understands that not every battle deserves a warrior. Not every opinion deserves a response. Not every criticism deserves attention. Sometimes silence says what words never could. Sometimes walking away is the loudest statement a man can make. Life is testing you. Every difficult moment carries a hidden question. The question is simple. Who are you becoming? The rude stranger, the betrayal, the failure, the disappointment, the loneliness. None of these experiences are accidents. They are opportunities. Life is constantly revealing your level of discipline. Anyone can remain calm when everything is easy. Anyone can smile when everything goes their way. But can you remain composed when life becomes unfair? Can you remain disciplined when emotions demand revenge? Can you remain patient when results are delayed? This is where character is built. Steel becomes strong through fire. Diamonds are formed through pressure. And great men are created through adversity. The obstacle is not blocking your path. The obstacle is becoming your path.
Sculpted grace. The ancient warrior and the wise philosopher shared one powerful trait. Both possessed what can be called sculpted grace. Not physical beauty alone, not strength alone, but a rare combination of discipline, dignity, composure, and inner power. Sculpted grace is the ability to remain calm when others lose control. It is carrying yourself with confidence without becoming arrogant. It is remaining humble without becoming weak. It is speaking with purpose instead of speaking for attention. A man with sculpted grace does not need to announce his value. His presence speaks before his words do. His discipline becomes visible. His character becomes visible. His self-respect becomes visible. The world is filled with loud men demanding attention. But true greatness often arrives quietly, like a mountain hidden in the fog, like a king who does not need a crown, like a warrior whose greatest victory is mastery over himself. Become untouchable. There is a level of strength few people ever reach. A place where insults no longer wound you. A place where rejection no longer defines you. A place where chaos no longer controls you. This strength does not come from becoming emotionless. It comes from understanding. You realize that people act according to their nature. Some are kind. Some are angry. Some are lost. Some are wounded. And most are fighting battles you cannot see. Their behavior belongs to them. Your response belongs to you. The moment you truly understand this, a great weight leaves your shoulders. You stop carrying unnecessary anger. You stop carrying unnecessary resentment. You stop carrying unnecessary pain. You become untouchable.
The betrayal that makes you stronger. Few things hurt more than betrayal. Not because of what was done, but because of who did it. The people we trust are often the people who have the greatest power to wound us. A friend you believed in. A person you sacrificed for. Someone you would never have betrayed. And yet, one day they reveal a different face. In that moment, anger rises. Disappointment burns. The heart feels heavy. But the Stoics taught that every betrayal contains a hidden lesson. People do not always become who you expect them to be. Sometimes, they reveal who they have always been. The wise man does not allow betrayal to make him bitter. He allows it to make him wiser. He learns. He adapts. He grows. He does not close his heart to the world. He simply opens his eyes wider. Because every painful lesson carries a gift. And often, the strongest version of yourself is born from the deepest disappointment. Loneliness is a teacher. Most people run from loneliness. They fill every empty moment with noise. They seek constant attention, constant validation, constant distraction.
Detachment is not coldness. Many people misunderstand detachment. They think it means becoming uncaring, emotionless, cold. But Stoic detachment is something entirely different. It means refusing to allow external events to control your inner state. You can love deeply without becoming dependent. You can care without becoming consumed. You can help others without sacrificing yourself. The problem begins when your happiness becomes attached to things you cannot control. People leave. Circumstances change. Fortunes rise and fall. Nothing external remains permanent. The Stoic accepts this reality. He appreciates what he has, but he does not cling to it. Because he knows that attachment creates fear, and fear destroys peace. True freedom arrives when you learn to enjoy life without needing life to obey your expectations. The man who cannot be provoked. There is something intimidating about a man who cannot be provoked. Not because he is aggressive, not because he is dangerous, but because he possesses complete control over himself. Most people are predictable. Push the right button and they explode. Challenge their ego and they react. Question their pride and they become emotional. But the disciplined man is different. He studies his emotions. He understands his weaknesses. He knows his triggers. And because he knows them, he refuses to be controlled by them. Imagine the power of moving through life without constantly reacting. Imagine the freedom of remaining calm while others lose their composure. Imagine the confidence of knowing that your emotional state belongs to you alone. This is not weakness. This is mastery. And mastery is always more powerful than force.
The dark secret of inner peace. Most people believe peace comes from perfect circumstances. They think peace will arrive when the problems disappear, when the money arrives, when the relationship improves, when life finally becomes easier. But peace does not work that way. The Stoics discovered a deeper truth. Peace is not found in the absence of storms. Peace is found in becoming stronger than the storm. Life will always contain uncertainty. There will always be difficult people, unexpected losses, moments of pain, moments of fear. The goal is not to eliminate every challenge. The goal is to build a mind that remains steady despite them. This is the dark secret that separates strong men from weak men. Strong men stop waiting for life to become easier. They become stronger. They become calmer. They become wiser. And eventually, something remarkable happens. The same storms that once terrified them become the very storms they walk through with quiet confidence. Because their peace no longer depends on the world. Their peace comes from within. And once a man discovers that source of strength, he becomes almost impossible to break. The war inside your mind. The greatest battle of your life will never be fought against another person. It will be fought within yourself. Most men spend years trying to conquer the world while being defeated by their own thoughts. Fear whispers. Doubt grows. Old wounds reopen. Memories return. The mind becomes a battlefield where invisible enemies attack every day. The Stoics knew that suffering often begins long before.
Kill the ego, save the man. The ego is a dangerous master. It demands recognition. It craves attention. It seeks constant validation. It wants to be right. It wants to win every argument. It wants everyone to admire it. And because of this, it creates endless suffering. How many friendships have been destroyed because neither person wanted to admit they were wrong? How many opportunities have been lost because pride refused to learn? How many lives have been damaged because the ego demanded revenge? The Stoics understood that true power begins where ego ends. A wise man does not need to prove himself constantly. He does not need to dominate every conversation. He does not need to announce his greatness. His focus is not appearing strong. His focus is becoming strong. The ego seeks attention. Character seeks growth. And character will always outlast ego. Emotional invincibility. Imagine reaching a point where criticism no longer controls you, where rejection no longer destroys your confidence, where failure no longer defines your identity. This is emotional invincibility. Not because you stop feeling pain, but because pain stops controlling your decisions. The emotionally weak man is controlled by every emotion he experiences. If he feels fear, he stops. If he feels anger, he reacts. If he feels sadness, he quits. But the Stoic man understands something different. Feelings are visitors. They come, they stay, they leave. You do not build your life around temporary emotions. You build your life around permanent principles. Discipline, patience, integrity, wisdom, courage. These become the foundation beneath your feet.
And when emotions rise like waves, you remain standing. Because your identity is rooted in values, not feelings. That is emotional invincibility.
The warrior's mindset. A warrior does not pray for an easy life. He prepares for a difficult one. He understands that challenges are not punishments. They are opportunities to sharpen himself. Every setback teaches resilience. Every failure teaches wisdom. Every obstacle teaches patience. Most people ask, why is this happening to me? The Stoic warrior asks, what is this teaching me? One question creates victims. The other creates strength. The warrior knows that comfort rarely produces greatness. Growth lives beyond comfort. Discipline lives beyond comfort. Transformation lives beyond comfort. This is why he continues forward when others stop. He remains focused when others complain. He remains calm when others panic. Because he understands that every difficult season is shaping him into someone stronger. And one day, the struggles that nearly broke him become the reason he cannot be broken.
The final transformation. One day, after years of discipline, something changes. Not suddenly, not dramatically, quietly, almost invisibly. You notice that the things that once angered you no longer affect you. The insults no longer reach your heart. The criticism no longer steals your sleep. The rejection no longer destroys your confidence. The chaos no longer controls your peace. You have changed. The world is the same. The storms still exist. Difficult people still exist. Problems still exist. But you are no longer the same man. You have become stronger than the things that once disturbed you. You have developed sculpted grace. The calm strength of a mountain. The quiet confidence of a warrior. The wisdom of a philosopher. You no longer chase approval. You no longer fear solitude. You no longer surrender your peace to circumstances. Instead, you carry within yourself something rare, an unshakable mind, a disciplined heart, a powerful spirit. And this is the ultimate Stoic lesson. The goal was never to control the world. The goal was to control yourself. Because the man who masters himself achieves a freedom that no person can take away, no storm can destroy, and no hardship can break. He walks through life with calm eyes, a steady mind, and silent strength. And from that day forward,